Hello YouTube, I'm Pilot Stud, and today we'll be taking a look at this beautiful payload aircraft, the Jabiru J160 and J170. Let's get into this review. Hello YouTube, I'm Pilot Stud and welcome back to another payload review video. Now today we're taking a look at this 4-cylinder, 4-stroke aircraft that is one of the most popular sports aircrafts in Australia. Before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. I do flight training videos, flight sim videos, trip reports and a lot more, so if you love everything about aviation, you've certainly come to the right place. But now let's hop into this video. Okay, so here we are in the cockpit. And I was pretty impressed by the custom gauges. They do look very nice. However, first impressions in the cockpit were quite low. In areas, especially up here near the roof, it does look quite either too clean or too fuzzy for my liking. Personally, I was a bit let down. The company that made this, Iris Simulations, do have a pretty good track record, so I don't believe that this is their norm. The good news is that there's 4 custom instrument panel layouts, and this does add some variety to the sim. I do really like this, they did a good job with this. So really, for the roughly £19.15 you pay, you don't only get 2 aircraft, you get 4 instrument panels in these 2 aircraft, so that is very nice, I have to admit. Now there is no question, on the outside this aircraft looks very good. A high-winged aircraft always looks nice in my opinion. They've done a really great job on the outside, the wingtips on the end of the wings are beautiful. So we've got a knee pad here where we can configure the aircraft. I thought this is very nice, so if we want the pilot sitting in, we can put ourselves there and put the co-pilot in. Let's get rid of that. We've got wheel spats here, you can have nose and main or both. That's gone away again. Let's get it back, there we go. And we can choose our propeller. Let's go wood and take a look at that. So you can just about see that we now got a wooden propeller. That's very nice. I do like having some extra customization. That is very nice. I'm pretty impressed with that, if I'm not completely honest. Now, I do think they missed an opportunity with the iPad. They could have very well put a checklist on there, but don't fear, they've actually integrated one, which I thought was very nice. If we go into checklist up here, you can see we've got a massive checklist with everything you need. I've already done a cold and dark start, as you saw, and yeah. So there is no question that this aircraft is actually pretty well designed. Take the control column for example, I mean look how it moves. Everything works with each other, it does look very nice. Sadly we've got those grainy textures, but that seems to be a Microsoft Flight Simulator problem. Because everyone's having them. So far, initial impressions in the cockpit is very nice and there is a high level of customization. However, I was a bit let down with some of the fuzzy textures. Custom gauges are very nice, and not to mention we've got a fully functional autopilot system here, and everything seems to work with my Logitech panels. We're now going to go to the runway, take a short flight and see how it performs. Okay, so here we are on the J170 at the end of the grass runway at Napier. Very sensitive aircraft, I have to admit. We're going to get up into the sky now. We're going to take off, do a bit of cruise in the circuit, and then come in for landing and see how it does. Let's go. Hopefully you guys have noticed a graphics improvement, because I am using a new graphics card, so I'm running ultra settings. Not 100% stable at times, I have to admit, but I get at least normally 60 FPS. And while this aircraft is sensitive, they've modelled the slipstream very well, I have to admit. Luckily we've got a big runway here. Are we up already? We're up already. Wow, look at that, that was quick. You can see we've got the asphalt runway next to us. I thought we'd go off grass so we could use flaps. Let's bring those flaps up. Very nice. Very well moving. And there's our co-pilot. Apologies for the bit of lag there. Have we got a hot air balloon near us? I think we have. Okay, so my impressions while flying is that it is really sensitive and really light to fly, but also not too difficult once you've done takeoff and landing. Now I have to say this is my first flight, so I'm probably not going to do everything correctly. But after all, it is a sports aircraft, so that is why it's quite sensitive. There is a hot air balloon over there, that's pretty cool. Looks very nice, I have to admit. We're easily getting 60 FPS on a high setting, so it is very nice. You can also see we've got 2 displays. One of them looks like they're custom made. We've got the PFD here, and we've also got this GPS. What does 3D vision do? Oh, looks like it's a backup. No? Is it going to load? Maybe it's got realistic loading times. Oh no, we're looking at the sea, that would make sense. Aha, there we go. Oh, it just looks like it loaded. But that is pretty cool. Actually, through the islands, I don't know if you can see, but to the right in front of us, there's like some sort of islands out there. So that was showing that. We're now at 1,200 feet, so yeah, it's about fine really. We're going to turn right and try and land. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we're now on final. The clouds have came in a bit on that circuit. It was a very smooth circuit. I think this aircraft should go around 100 knots at cruise. That's the recommended speed, and it handles very well after that. Now I'm going to tell you now that this landing is not going to be good, or at least I don't expect it will be, because it is my first landing in this aircraft. So we're coming in a bit high, but we're a general aviation aircraft, so it's not too important. We've got terrain flashing on the PFD, which is normal, so that's good. Looks like they've done a really good job actually with the displays. I'm pretty sure the one in front of us is default, but don't hold me to it, but certainly the one on the right is not default. So that's pretty good. I'm not too sure what the landing speed is for this aircraft. I'm going to aim for about, I don't know, 70 knots touchdown. There is a manual that you can download. If you get it through Orbex, then you just have to click on documentation and it takes you to it. And it's a very good manual, very in-depth. I think it's about 70-50, something like that, pages long. And it's got everything you need. This is a very light aircraft, very sensitive, but it is a sports aircraft. Right, well, 90 knots now. We're coming in a bit quickly, but hopefully we'll ease all of that off as we touch down. 89, 88, 87... We're central though, that's all that matters. Good on the pappies, 2 red, 2 whites. Aim for the touchdown zone. We'll float to give it, we're floating give it. Let it float. Oh, we're still floating. Okay, right, okay. Oh, it is very sensitive. Very sensitive and very, very light. Are we on the ground? That didn't sound like we were on the ground. But anyway, by the looks of it, we're on the ground. I'm trying not to topple over. That was a horrific landing. It is a very, very sensitive aircraft to fly. I'm not denying it. So there we go. We're now going to taxi to the stand and take a look at it. Hopefully the sun will come out by then, because it's got quite dark. Okay, so here we are parked up at Napier Airport. And let's start off with the cons of this aircraft. Now, first of all, the price. Now, £19.05 from Orbex Direct is pretty reasonable, I think. However, if you only use freeware or haven't got enough for payware, then that may be a problem for you. Normally there is sales that come on every so often, so keep an eye out for that one. Can't predict anything, but normally there's sales through Orbex, so hopefully we can see something there. On top of that, inside the cockpit it does feel a bit fuzzy. Textures are a bit low quality in places, but on the other side of that, gauges are very well crafted. It also is very sensitive. I actually struggle to fly it, especially on landing, because it is so light. But then after all, it is a sports aircraft, so that is probably why I'm used to flying airliners. Just need to get used to it, that's all really. Talking about pros of this aircraft, it does fly very nicely. It is a fun aircraft to fly. After all, it is a sports aircraft, so that is kind of the point. On top of that, it does look very nice. There's no denying that they've done a fantastic job on the exterior, and there is a high level of customization even going towards the propellers. Before we wrap up the video, I'll show you another variety and the liveries you can get with it, and then we'll end it there. Okay, so we're now looking at the J60, and in my eyes this is the better version, even though I haven't showed it in this video today. It just looks nicer in my opinion. I haven't took it flying yet. I've flown the other one on this video. It was kind of my first impressions with it, first flight ever to be fair, but in my eyes this aircraft does look nicer. We've lost the wingtips, it looks a lot more civilian in my opinion. Now the cockpit, as you can see, has had some variation. I really do like this. As I said, there's 4 variants of the instrument panel. This, of course, is one of them. So therefore, you've seen 2 in this video, and I do prefer this one. We've got a more stereotypical 6-pack of instruments there, more reminiscent of a Cessna, as well as the FS2020 EFIS, electric flight something display, I presume that's going to mean. And that does look very nice. That's very reminiscent of an airliner, just on a smaller scale. So I'm going to say this aircraft is, this one, the J60, is a lot more well designed. There is less fuzzy textures, still not 100% there. It just looks nicer. Here was a review of the Jabiru J170 and J160. Only a quick look at the 160 because I don't want this video to go on for ages. But if you would like me to review this one in more detail, tell me in the comments. I really do like this aircraft, I do recommend it, and while there is flaws of which I've pointed out, I'm sure they will be sorted. It's perfect for any sports pilots that just want to have fun. After all, I think this is a primary reason this is Australia's favourite aircraft. The developer has done a fantastic job. There is a total of 16 paint schemes across the two aircraft, and it's got an excellent float model, as I said. The in-sim aircraft manager allows you to change parts of the aircraft, such as the propeller and landing gear struts. Very nice in my opinion. And I should say, I forgot to tell you guys about this, but there is a bonus bush trip included when you buy this. It explores parts of Eastern Victoria. Very nice. You get 2 airframes for the price of 1, so you can't really complain. It is a fantastic aircraft, I really do mean it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. If you're new here, I do videos like this all the time. I specialise in Microsoft Flight Simulator add-ons at the moment. That is the primary type of video on my channel because you guys seem to enjoy them. Thanks to all my captains as always. If you'd like to find out how to become a captain, go onto my Instagram and Discord. It's all on there. I'm going to end it here, guys. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. But from me today, that is all. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye.